Ever wondered why Smurfs own every single game regardless of how many griefers they have? Well, this video is going to teach you exactly that. I got an opportunity to be a Smurf in an in-house league where the average MMR is between 3 to 5k. I'll explain step by step how I carry even when getting griefed in the middle of the game. The first thing that I always think about is my early itemization. So in this case, in order to do that, I have to look at my lane matchup. So when I look at their 5 heroes, I know that Storm's probably going to be mid, Anti-Mage is going to be carry, and CM is going to be position 5. So that leaves me with Tiny and Mirana. So as a Faceless Void, I need to understand that if I don't buy the correct starting items, I could get punished because this hero cannot jungle that well. So if my starting items are bad, I may have to go jungle really early on, and that will just completely ruin my lane. So if you see my itemization, I don't have any tangos. I have Wraithband components and double branches, quelling blade, and fairy fire. This build is basically catering towards physical sustenance and also to give me stats for last hitting. So when you look at their heroes, Mirana and Tiny, both of them are going to do physical damage. A lot of it, in fact. Tiny is probably going to be position 3. Mirana is going to keep right-clicking me. And in terms of this lane, I don't really need a stick because Tiny's not going to give me a lot of stick charges. He's going to use tree throw, tree grab, whatever. And then he's going to try to deny a lot of creeps because he gets plus 20 damage from this. And it's very hard to last it against this hero. And Mirana is obviously going to throw arrows and stuff, so the stick is not that good. But in this case, like let's say there was like a Batrider, a Mars or something, I may go stick, but honestly, I feel like this build is like really good and every pro is going this build on Faceless Void regardless of whatever lane they're facing. Because you can time walk most of the damage in the early game, and later on, you can just buy Wraithband and then you can buy Wand after that. So you might notice that I don't have any tangos, and you probably cannot apply this in your own games because your position 5 might not give you any tangos, but since this is an in-house game, I can ask my wench to do that. But there's a workaround around it, which is basically as soon as you get bounty runes, instead of buying the Wraithband component recipe, you should buy tangos. Just buy a set of tangos and you should be fine. Faceless Void is just like a very high base damage, decent attack animation. If you have enough damage, you can secure a lot of last hits in the lane, which you will see later on. Alright. So I'm going to try to play for the rune in a way that if my team is nearby or not, because as a Void, I don't really have anything that I can offer in terms of runes. It's like I don't have any stun, I don't have any slow. If I can get it for free and just like time walk away, I'll do it, but otherwise I would not bother taking it. Alright, so as you can see here, I'm just chilling for the runes. My team is nearby. We aren't exactly looking to kill anyone. We're just like trying to take the rune if we can. That's about it. Okay, so they come here. They don't get the rune, so we get it. So 2 for 2. And now I'm just going to focus on the last hit. All right, so the thing here is that I need to understand one thing in the lane is that it's going to be really hard for me to last hit against a Tiny because he has a lot of damage. With his tree grab, he does a lot of damage, and I need to make sure I get as many last hits as possible. So what you're going to see me do here is there's like one way, like if I let this guy hit the creeps, it's going to be very hard for me to last hit. So what I do here is that you're going to see me like try to aggro the creeps away from him. So you see I aggro this creep away, and then I time it in a way that he has to move a bit forward in order to deny it, but he can't. So you're going to see me aggro this creep away from his range. Like you see, like he cannot deny this because it's out of range. Because of this, I am able to secure 2 last hits, and I can also just like aggro this one away. But it doesn't work, but I still managed to not get it denied. And here it's just like, if you look at the position here, I have 3 creeps. Tiny has only 1, which is about to die. So if he tries to deny this, even if he does get the deny, we can pressure him. Because they don't have any creeps. This wench can stun him. I can right-click him. He's going to lose a ton of HP if he does this. And the main idea is that I try to get the last hit. I get it. I get arrows, so I just want to instantly press Time Walk to negate the damage. And then we're just like going on Tiny and doing a lot of damage to him. Later on, I just aggro backwards again because I don't want the creeps to be at that position. And here, what you're going to see here is that, so the way last hitting works is like this Tiny wants to time his attack based on the attacks of these creeps, right? So in order to secure this. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to draw aggro away of these 3 creeps from my range creep, which is going to mess up the timing of the Tiny. So I draw aggro here, and these creeps stop hitting it, and then we get a free deny. Which is something like, this is like very high tactic, high level mechanic that you can abuse if you know how the enemy heroes work. For example, if this was like a CM who wants to press her Q, I would do the same exact thing. Like you have to have an idea of how much damage their spell is going to do. And then you have to timely aggro so that they mess it up. Okay. I wanted to aggro, but it didn't work because Venge aggroed. But I'm just like focused on lasting. Like if you see the last is I'm like 4-1, Tiny's like 3-1, which should not be happening, right? But in this case, it's happening because I'm aggroing properly and I'm not allowing the Tiny to be in position to deny it. So every hero has a minimum range, right? For example, melee heroes have they have like no range. They have like a buggy type of range, which is like slightly higher than melee range, but beyond that, they have nothing. So if you take the creeps away from them by aggroing, they cannot do anything about it. So when you're playing against mini heroes, you have to try to do that as much as possible. So at this point, the lane is like super far pushed in. We have like 2 ways to bring it back. One is by pulling, and the other is that I just do it by myself, which is that I'll aggro these 3 creeps backwards on my range, and then aggro again, and then bring them here. Let's see if I do that. So aggro on range, right? I'm going to try to secure this. And then I messed it up a bit, so I can't bring it back. But since I did aggro backwards again. So now Tiny cannot deny this again, right? Because the creeps are like super far away from him. And then because of that, I managed to get last hit. So I don't go for this creep because it's dangerous. And Venge wants to pull. I'm going to aggro backwards again so that I can safely last hit this, because this is like an uncomfortable position here in comparison to this which is like easier. I can aggro again here, bring the creeps backwards. Since I have a lot of creeps, I feel comfortable enough to actually do damage to the Tiny. So I'm like messing up the aggro a lot here, actually. Like if I do it properly, I think I don't lose a lot of creeps. So here I'm just like signaling to the Venge that if this guy goes for deny, we have to stun him and then pressure him, which we do, right? I press my W, we do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, I think we end up losing, but I still get a kill. And I drop my band. So notice how I don't buy a wand at all. So I get 1.75 armor from Wraith Band combined with another almost 1 more armor from the agility. And then I have 6 more agility from the Band of Venskir, which is another 1 armor. And because of that, I have high sustenance in the lane because Tiny is constantly doing 3 grab damage to me. So I'm like preparing for the lane in that regard. If I buy a wand, it's not going to be that much value. Okay. Constantly abusing aggro and playing around. Okay, so now the other thing is that they want to talk about is that, which a lot of players don't do in the lower brackets, is that they have no idea about the importance of Lotus and how to get it. So in this case, what you see is that I'm moving towards the Lotus, right? Because the lane is pushed in. Since the lane is pushed in, it's very hard for the enemy to contest me from taking this Lotus, but I can very easily take it. So the solution for taking Lotus is to just push in the lane into the enemy so they cannot contest you. If the wave is pushed into you, it's the opposite. Then it means that you can't get it. They'll get it, right? So now you know the solution to get the Lotus. And don't be afraid of pushing the lane in. It's fine to do it because you got a Lotus. And the other thing is basically... you have to be very mindful about taking Lotus. Think of Lotus as you would think about Power Runes. Think of Lotus as you would think about Roshan, stuff like that. These are neutral objectives, which means that if the enemy gets it, I have a disadvantage. If I get it, the enemy has a disadvantage. Like, for example, if your mid laner gets a haste rune, right? He can go to the side lane and kill someone. But if the enemy mid laner, in this case, if Storm gets a haste rune, he could come bot and he could kill me. So Lotus is the same exact thing. Now I have this extra regen and they don't, so I can be a bit aggressive. And it also helps against not having a wand. Aggro backwards again. You're going to constantly see me aggroing backwards so that they cannot last it. So I'm just like chilling here. So at this point, I understand one thing is that the only way they can kill me in this lane is if they stun toss into arrow me. But the arrow has to be from a really far range. So in this case, you see that I have Fair Fire and Healing Lotus. So I'm like kind of confident. I know what they want to do, which is that they want to combo me. But the Mirana is standing so close that even if she does land an arrow on me, I can pretty much press Healing Lotus and then time walk away. So Tiny goes on me, he presses his spells, and he doesn't have toss, so I end up using time walk away, and Mirana doesn't land the arrow, so their spells are missing, they don't have any mana. And here Tiny's out of position. Since his spells are on cooldown, I'm gonna press time walk. Not time walk, sorry. Time dilation. And we're gonna try to kill him, but it doesn't work out. I'm going to aggro on range again because the lane is pushed in. I wanted to come back by killing my range creep. And since he doesn't have tree grab, it's very hard for him to secure this creep. And now we're going to kill him because he came for the range creep. We baited him into a position where if he goes, like, for example, let's just go back, right, to explain this better. So I aggro the creeps on the range, knowing that this guy is low HP, no tree grab. So if he wants to secure this creep, he has to walk forward for it. And if he does, we can kill him or we get a free deny. So it's like a win-win situation for me. And we go on him, and I got a kill. So I don't actually get a kill. Venge gets a kill, but my net worth is like pretty decent in terms of in comparison to Tiny. Yeah, 1600. I have almost 2k, and also have Lotus. So I'm just like denying creeps, aggro on range again, right, to make it easier. And then when they go on the Venge, trying to fight, trying to see whether I can do something out of this because nothing happens. Okay, now I'm gonna aggro backwards on range again, which is like standard procedure. Every time the range creep is like out of my tower range, which means it's not inside tower, I'll always aggro on it. Okay, Tiny is here again. We're gonna try to kill him. So let's stun land it, and he's dead. Okay, pretty good, right? So far, so good. And you know, like, you see that Tiny has 7 denies, and he would have much, much more if I didn't aggro these creeps to a position where he can't do that. So in lower brackets, people have no concept of aggroing. They will never think about aggroing in a way that gets an advantage. All right, now I'm just chilling, aggro again. So this is like another example of how I want aggro, right? So this is like a flag bearer creep, which is like really important. And you can see that Tiny wants to deny this. And what I do is, like, you can see his position. He wants to deny this. I aggro it backwards, and it gets out of Tiny's range, so he has to go back. It's like if he goes here for this deny, he wouldn't get it first place. But if he tries to go for it, the Venge can stun him. He doesn't have stun. But basically, there's like a lot of creeps, and he doesn't feel comfortable doing this. Now I'm going to aggro backwards again. Okay, so this is like something very interesting. What you see here is that they want to do the combo, right? And in this case, Mirana is standing like in a decent range. So what I see is that Mirana only has mana for like 1 arrow. He doesn't have mana for the leap. And if they use their combo, they can probably try to kill me with the arrow. It's possible that it works. But what I do here is that I ask my Venge to stun this guy because I see the Tiny coming towards me. I'm like, you need to stun this guy so that this guy cannot arrow me. And I'm now in a position where Tiny's going to press his spells, but the Mirana is like stunned. So I just like time walk this away. And then eventually we're like man fighting the Tiny because it doesn't have any spells. ODTP's in. And we're eating good here. So one thing that I want to mention is that in terms of like how you see in the title that I'm being grieved, is that my mid laner has 300 ping, and he's basically playing as a slideshow. Like, his game is not working properly. And he's like the second highest rank in my team. I'm the highest rank. He's like around 7.5k, and the rest are just like low MMR. But considering the fact that their mid laner, the enemy mid laner is like 10k MMR, but he's also on like ping, but it's not as bad as the OD's ping. Okay, after the kill, I got extra tangos for healing, and I also buy the wand. Because in this game, wand is like kind of crucial because I'm playing as anti-mage, and anti-mage is going to deplete my mana as much as he can. And in some situations, the wand is going to help me, and I just want to live. So now I'm just like farming. I'm like super far ahead as a Void. And the wave pushes in. I'm playing for the Lotus. See that Lotus is gone. I feel like they already took it. And I'm going to go back here and pull. So this is like the situation where the wave is super far pushed in. And I cannot exactly farm the side camp because I'm a faceless Void. And I don't have any mask. I can't farm this without losing half my HP. So what I want to do is that in this situation, I have a lot of time, right? This wave is not going to reach here anytime soon. And I cannot farm this here. But I need to farm something without losing my HP. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pull this, which makes it so the creeps are tanking this camp for me. And when they're tanking this camp for me, I get to farm this freely. And I also bring the wave back, which is essentially me pulling. And this is like something that happens in lower bracket. People say that, oh, my position 5 is not pulling. You see my position 5 pulling? He's not pulling. But I'm doing it myself because I have nothing else to do. So in this case, I can just pull, bring this wave backwards towards me where I can farm it easily. And I can also keep up with my farm while doing something rather than wasting my time. Like, I could have just stand AFK here, do nothing. This wave would go here, and then I would miss out on another wave for free. Okay, now I'm chilling here again. I can trade with the Tiny because I have Wraithband, and we're kind of like balling. Venge is coming. We're going to pressure the Tiny. I have Chrono, so this is like a guaranteed kill, but I'm getting bashes in. And we get a free kill. I'm going to Chrono this guy, but I don't get lucky with the bashes, so he ends up living. Okay, so here's like one more thing that I want to explain. So in this game, I max my time lock rather than my time walk, which has a very basic explanation, which is that time walk is only good if you max it out when you can actually press it. As in, if you're playing against a hero that can't stop you from pressing time walk, and he's constantly spamming spells, like, let's say there's like some Dawnbreaker who cannot stun you, and he's going to constantly spam his spells, or a Mars, where you can just like press your Q to negate all of that damage if you max it out, right? So in this case, they have a Tiny who's going to stun toss me, and they have a Mirana who's going to arrow right after that. So I cannot exactly press it. So when I have time walk not maxed out, it's actually better for me so that I can use time lock to do damage and to farm faster. So same situation here again. I want to pull, but this camp is not here because I farmed it before. But then again, okay, so this is very interesting, right? Previously, I didn't want to farm here, which is very dangerous, right? And here, I don't want to farm this. I go backwards here, right? What you see me here is you go backwards because there's like a few things wrong with this. One is that Tiny's going to respawn soon and he's going to TP in here. And I don't see Storm Spirit on the map at the moment. Which means that if I go here to farm the next wave, which is around here right now, which is going to be here soon. If I try to farm this, Storm can TP and they can just actually kill me with Vortex and Stun Toss combo. And I could actually die. And so what I need to do here is that I understand one thing is that Mirana went back to base because she was really low, right? She was really low, so she went back to base because I chronoed her and she was really low before this. So I know that Mirana cannot be here, but Storm can be. So what you see here is like me pulling, but then I changed my mind because I see Storm. I'm like, okay, Storm TP top, and now Mirana is not here, and Tiny cannot 1v1 me that easily. So I can just like stay here and farm this wave, which is like basically reading the map. I'm chilling here, press my Q, and you see he can't do much because without Mirana, there's not much he can do. So casual OD rotation doesn't do much. So I bring the wave back. Now I'm just like focused on farming because now I have mask. So what you see me doing here again is the same exact thing. Wave pushed in. I need to farm the wave, bring it back by pulling. I missed a pull actually. I don't know what the fuck happened. I think I A-clicked the creeps accidentally, which is why I didn't pull. But yeah, there's a fight going on here. I'm going to try to protect my OD because he has Astral. I press my W. And then Mirana ends up being out of position. So we kill him. Which is very fortunate for me because it's very nearby. And now I'm back to farming. And again, I'm playing very aggressive because Mirana is dead. Tiny alone cannot do anything to me. And Storm is mid. So if Storm is not showing, I would not play here. Because they could very easily stun toss Vortex me here. Because it's very near to the tower. They can TP and kill me. But since I see Storm, I don't feel scared to do this. Mirana Vengeance here, and we're gonna end up killing Tiny again. So now we can actually pressure this tower. As long as I'm seeing the Storm, I can do whatever I want. So as long as Storm is showing, which is very important to understand. Okay, now the lane phase is over. I'm just pushing the wave in, farming the side camps. I can farm here. This is also a dangerous spot to farm because very close to the enemy tower, they can TP and kill me, right? Very dangerous. But since I see the Storm and he's very low, I know he's not gonna TP. So I can very easily farm this. I see Mirana as well. So it's very fortunate for me that I can do this. Okay. Next wave is going to be here soon. Storm is dead. Tiny's showing here. I saw Mirana here. If Tiny's showing here, I'm assuming that Mirana is also going to be here. So what you're going to see me do is to farm the next wave again. And I won't pressure the tower as well. I'm playing very aggressive right now because I see everything on the map and Storm is dead. So what you're going to see me here do is that I'm going to go back because I know the Storm's going to TP here. He can't exactly kill me, but I can't kill him either. So it's just like very useless for me to pressure him. So I'm just like farming the side camp. And I'm just chilling here. I see Mirana and Tiny top. So not top, mid. So I can still play here. I'm just like right-clicking the Storm to see that if I can bash him. If I bash him twice, I can actually chrono and use Mask of Madness and kill him. So I'm just like experimenting. I'm just like kind of gambling here. So I'm right-clicking him. CM comes here. I'm going to bash this guy here. And then eventually I get rooted. I'm like, this guy's about to run away. So I chrono, press Mask of Madness. I get lucky with the bashes and he dies. And I'm going to get another kill on this CM, right? Okay. So far I have a really good start. I have 6.5k net worth at 12 minutes, which is like a combination of good laning. And I have a lot of kills. So, which means that as a Void, if you have this good of a start, it's usually very hard for you to lose. And I'm just like constantly pushing the wave in, farming side camp. So this is like a very good example of farming patterns, right? So I farmed this. I could go back here and pull this. But at this point, I don't really need these creeps as a shield. And I know this wave is going to come back to me anyway. And so what I want to do here is that I need to realize that I have enough time. I have like around 10 seconds before this wave is going to be here in the safe spot. So what I do is that instead of going for the small camp, I go for the medium camp, which is going to give me more gold. And I can actually farm it because I have Mask of Madness. And now I can actually go back for the wave, but I'm a bit scared because I don't see anyone. Like I see Storm, but I don't see Tiny. I don't see Mirana. So it's kind of dangerous for me to be here. But then I see Storm at mid. I still go back. It's like, yeah, as soon as Storm's showing, I can be very aggressive on the map because Tiny does not have Blink. So as long as Tiny doesn't have Blink, I'm going to see him go on me. So I go for this tower, get it because they're showing 4 heroes at mid. Get the tower. Now I have my Maelstrom. Getting some clarities. farming here. I'm just like accelerating my farm because I don't have any. I don't have chrono, so I shouldn't exactly be fighting. So in this case, like when I'm TPing here, it's kind of bad, but it's just like the thought process of TPing here is just like try to protect my cores, which is like Doom and ODE if a fight starts. But I shouldn't really TP because I don't have chrono, so I can't really offer much in this case. So I TP in here, nothing happens. We're just like chasing and nothing's happening. We're chasing the storm. He has like very low mana, so we can actually kill him. So I'm like, guys, go on him, go on him, go on him. And then he gets a rune and it's like kind of hard. So he gets like, I know that this guy has decent mana to zip away. So when you see my positioning, he only wants to zip towards his side, otherwise he's gonna die top here because he doesn't have any mana. So he zips here and I get the kill on him again, which is like a lot of gold because he has a shriek. So we're gonna pressure this tower again because tiny, no blink, and storm is dead. So they don't really have any initiation that can actually kill me. So back to farm. I have chrono, so I might look for a smoke, which I do. Wait, this get bugged? It's bugged. I'm probably smoked here. It's bugged. Otherwise, I would not be moving like this. So we're technically smoked here. This is like a visual bug. And I'm trying to find the anti-mage here. And I don't know if we're going to find him. I forgot about this game a bit. But yeah, it seems like we're not going to find him. We're constantly looking for him. I see him mid. And I'm just like constantly waiting here to see that after he farms a mid wave, he's going to go here. Right? Because I see his team nearby. I don't want to chrono him here. It could be dangerous. I might not even get the kill. And then, because he has like 1400 HP, I might not even get the kill. And then I could die afterwards. So I'm just like waiting for him to be here, which is further away from this place, right? They can't save him here, but they can't save him here. So I'm just chilling. I don't see him. I see him going towards this side, so I just go back because I don't want to commit. Now I'm just back to farming. Farming is like very important. You don't have to force the objective. It's like I don't want to really press chrono. I don't really want to look around and just like try to get a chrono. I'm just gonna wait for the opportunity where I can chrono easily, which is this one, right? I'm just farming. The enemy's diving my tier 1. And I can just basically TP here and I land a good chrono because the fight is already started for me. I have all the information that I need. I can very easily just come here and chrono. So I go in here, chrono, get 1 kill, get another kill, and get another kill. Right? Triple kill, and I'm just like balling right at the moment. So usually after Maelstrom, you want to like look to buy some defensive item. Especially in this game, I could benefit a lot from a Dispel and something that gives me stats. So in this case, like a Manta would be like really good. Lincoln's would also be really good against Storm's combo, right? The only way I can die is that if Storm Vortex me or like if Tiny can stun toss me and then I can't time walk away. So the way Faceless Void dies is that if he can't time walk away. And usually stuns that or roots that won't allow you to do that. So, but in this game, I have like a lot of saves, right? I have Grimstroke who has Inkswell who's eventually gonna buy Shard, which can hard dispel me. I have ODE who can astral me. I have Vengeful Spirit who can swap me. So I have like a lot of things that can save me as long as I'm playing around my team. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go full greedy because I'm super far ahead. And I have like a lot of gold. I'm just going to go for the Mjolnir here. Because I feel like, yeah, I can get away with it. And then after that, I'm going to look to buy some defensive item. I don't really need BKB in this game. At the moment, at least. So what you see me here do is that I'm buying the Manta. Which is going to give me a lot of stats. Which is like good amount of HP, which saves me from the tiny combo. And other factor is that if I get rooted, I can just instantly, like if I press chrono, and then inside the chrono, the CM roots me from a very small range, then I can't hit or anything. So I need to press Manta in order to do that. So what I do here is that I go for Manta instead of buying Lincolns or anything. I'm just basically not going Lincolns because I'm going to try to play around my team where they can't do this. Okay, a fight goes on here. I'm trying to fight because I have Mjolnir. I do a lot of damage and they're linked. So I just go in here. Press my W. So in this case, it's like I'm looking at the storm. He has a lot of mana, but the problem is if I ignore the storm, what's gonna happen is that he's gonna burst my Grim and he's gonna have a free game. But if I'm on top of the storm, I could get lucky with bashes, and then he has to spend a lot of. You see, like I'm just getting lucky with the bashes, and then storm is just like he's gonna die here because he doesn't have mana eventually, and then I just bash him, and after that AM blinks on top of me. So in this case, like I can't do anything, right? If I try to run away, I'm gonna die because I'm gonna run out of mana eventually. And I don't have my Q off cooldown. So what I do is I just man up to him and I fight him. And I think I end up winning this fight. I do end up winning it, but then Tiny has blink, so he blinks and kills me. But overall, I would say it's kind of worth for me that I killed their carry and their mid laner and I died. So the difference between me and the anti-mage at this point is like almost 3k gold, which is like huge. Okay, now I'm gonna wait to respawn. This was my first death. And I'm gonna respawn, I'm gonna go bottom, right? So this bottom TP is not exactly the best. because there's like a lot of complications with it, which means that if I TP bottom, I can't play forward, because if I try to play forwards, they're gonna try to kill me because this is the information that they have, right? And I'm just like chilling here. I'm watching mid. I see that okay, Storm's here, which means that he cannot be bought instantly. Which means that usually what happens in higher brackets or like slightly higher MMR games, since this Storm is 10k MMR, he's gonna try to kill me if I show deeper in some lane. So when I TP here, I need to make sure that I'm not going for their head because he's gonna try to kill me. Like this is their perspective, right? They see me here, right? They see that, oh, this Void used his TP because I just respawned. So they're gonna be like, oh, let's try to kill this guy. So what you see me here do is that I don't go forward after farming this. I'm gonna farm backwards. Because if I go forward, they can smoke and kill me. So I need to be in a position where they can't do that. So I'm just like going backwards, and because of that, they can't gank me. So I farmed this entire jungle, and now I'm going back again. So I'm seeing this a lot. There's like a lot of information for me, and we see the Storm is there. I'm just thinking that maybe Anti-Mage is gonna blink here and then try to chrono him, because I have it. But it seems like he's not gonna do it, and they're like MLS. They want to kill me. So I'm just chilling here. They push the lane in. I'm just farming the side camp. And because I don't want to show here, because Tiny has blink now. So what I do here is that I can farm this because my team is nearby. Like I said, my swap and my dispel, I'm just like farming this very easily because they can't do anything. And then eventually I might just take portal because these two camps are farmed. This is also farmed. There's nothing else for me to farm here. If I go here, it's kind of dangerous. So I'm just going to go top and then farm the side camp here, which is completely... I'm just like basically trying to maximize the amount of farm that I have. And I'm also trying to dodge the enemy as much as I can. Okay, I don't see them on the map again, right? So I'm not trying to farm this wave because I don't see anyone on the map. So I'm going to like portal bottom again, which is another safety spot for me, basically. Farming. I saw the tiny top, which means that they're not looking to make a move. I see Storm mid, so that I know that they're not looking to make a move. This is like a very stupid mistake from me. I was like looking at the aim and I didn't realize it's an illusion based on the attacks. So I end up wasting my chrono and I get tipped, which is very well deserved. And then I'm just like trying to run away here because they're going to try to kill me now. So I just like portal top, and because I feel like they want to kill me, and I go here, and Tiny is, I guess, Moonlight Shadow on top, and they probably end up killing me here. Yep. So try to dodge them a lot, and they have like a lot of ways to kill me. And if I'm not playing near my Venge or my Grimstroke, they will probably kill me with 2 heroes, which they did right now. So it's kind of hard. But yeah, even if I did have like Lincolns there, I don't think I live. So I need like stats. So I'm buying BKB right after Manta, and the decision making probably behind that is the fact that if I'm gonna land Chrono, I don't want to get stunned or like rooted or anything. So if I have BKB, that is not an option anymore for them. So now I'm like playing passive again. I don't want to show on the map. As long as they're missing, I'm also missing. I'm not gonna show. So the thing about Faceless Void and Anti-Mage is that if I'm not showing on the map, Anti-Mage feels scared to play. If I'm not showing on the map, the Storm feels scared to play the game. Because I can chrono them and they can also catch me. So there's like different thought processes going on here. They don't want to show, I don't want to show. If I don't show, they won't show. If they don't show, I won't show, right? Because they can also kill me. So there's like mind games going on. Like you see, like no one's on the map is showing. And we're also not showing. So you see me not showing for the wave. I see the Anti-Mage show here. So now I can just like show here. Push this wave out. And then I just like hide again. So as long as I don't show on the map, this Anti-Mage is very scared to play the game. Because I can just chrono him. And now it's like looking to play for Roche. We see Storm nearby. We see Anti-Mage Illusion bottom. That's an indication that Anti-Mage is playing bottom, which means that we can take this fight. We end up using Doom on Storm, but guess what? In low MMR games, there is no concept of Dust. Sentry invisibility is basically invincibility. So I can't exactly chrono him. I don't want to chrono him. I feel like he's dead either way. He's out of the fight. I don't want to waste my chrono until AM shows. Because if I use my chrono, AM is free to do whatever. Like if you use both Doom and chrono, AM is free to fight. So I don't want to waste my chrono. So what I do instead is I just go on the Tiny with the bashes and stuns. We get 2 kills and I instantly call for Roche because we have OD and I have Mjolnir. So we can very easily take Roche. I take Roche here. Very nice. I still have chrono. I'm just like going back here to see that whether I can find AM or someone. But since AM was mid, they end up killing my OD. But I can just like, I'm just still not showing on the map. You see, like after I took Roche, I did not show on the map a single time. Which means that I don't want to give the enemy the information that I'm here. Because if I show bottom, they can make a play at mid. You saw that how Anti-Mage killed mid and he instantly went back because he doesn't see me. If he saw me bottom, he would go more. He would try to go for the Venge. He would try to go for the Doom. But since he doesn't see me, he can't do that. So Not showing on the map is like a very big thing here. So I'm like showing on Storm here, and my team is nearby. I'm still not showing because I want to make sure that this could be warded. I'm just like basically gambling it. And they go on we're just like baiting the Doom. And Storm gets baited in. We stun him, silence him, and we go on him. Glimmer cape, but he dies. Gonna try to go more. And we're gonna kill this Mirana. Possibly, I mean, invincibility, right? Mirana ends up dying. Very nice. And now I'm gonna TP top. I wanna try to chrono this guy, but I'm like, it doesn't work. And then just go back. Because there was a big wave at top as well. So I'm just like focused on farming as well as using chrono. So since I TP top, you see this anti-mage free to play whatever and do whatever he wants. But then because of that, they end up killing the AM because he feels very free to play the bottom lane because I TP to the top side. So my team took advantage of the fact that he's going to play like that. So I'm just like completely moving here. It's like I saw them making a move at bottom. I see 2 heroes, possibly all of them. My team's getting out. I'm like, yo, guys, I can fight. I'm really strong. I have chrono, so I'm just going to hide here. I'm going to wait for them to show. I'm asking my OD to come as well so we can just kill them. So I'm just like abusing fog of war. They can't see me at the moment, right? But as soon as they see me, I also see them. And because of that, I'm just like hitting this guy. I'm not pressing my madness at the moment because I could get rooted and whatever. So I'm just like baiting all of them to come in the same spot. And then I'm just going to use chrono on all 2 heroes and get 2 kills and potentially get the other kill. So you guys might be wondering that why didn't Storm just grab you? Because I'm just going to get stunned here. It's like stun, toss, root, and now Storm can grab me. But what happens is as soon as Storm is about to grab me, I instantly time walk away and then I can just chrono. And then boom, Storm's dead. I get 2 kills and I'm just like so strong they can't fight me. Double kill. Very nice. You have the gold for BKB. Do I buy it? I do buy it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a bad decision, but I guess I'm playing safe because I'm like the only guy who can carry this game because as you can see, my entire team is not doing well. It's just me who's doing well. The rest are not doing that well. And especially because my OD has like high ping, he can't really play the game that well. So we're potentially only on 1 core. Okay, now we're playing aggressive because they're dead and I have Aegis and I have BKB, so I can do whatever I want. Kill one guy, Storm gets leashed here, kill him as well. Very nice. And kill Tiny here as well with the bashes. And now we can push mid. Trying to get this aim, but I feel like it's like kind of useless. I just want to like protect this wave. I'm just like pushing this, taking this tower. And at this point, it's like we could try to go high ground, but I guess we should not. Because there's like 3 towers. They're going to press fortification here. And then they're going to get another fortification after I take this tier 2. It's just not the best idea to take this, so I go back, which is the correct decision. Don't want to force high ground, even if you have Aegis or if you don't have it or if you're dead. So they're like going for me here, so I see them. I want to go back. I'm trying to bait them here, honestly. I'm like, yo, I'm going to bait. You're going to swap me out. You see my positioning? I'm just like tanking everything. And then he stuns them. I get an opportunity to press time walk. And when I do it, I can just very easily press A. And then Storm gets leased. And then I just bash him to death, which is unfortunate for him. And I'm just like chasing. So this whole move, like normally people would just go back. But you see, like I'm just like using the fact that I have a Venge near me. And I have a Grimstroke near me. So I can just like bait here. Because I have BKB as well if things go bad. So I'm just like chilling here, not even using my chrono, right? I don't want to use my chrono on anything that isn't Storm or Anti-Mage. So I don't have mana, so Anti-Mage ends up getting out. But since we kill them, we can go high ground. Because they're dead for a long time. They still have fortification, but we can go high ground. Okay, so this is where I actually get griefed. This game seems like over because I'm having a really good game and I can just like 1v9 this. But this is the part where I'm actually gonna get griefed. So I'm taking this tower. I'm just like, yo, we're just gonna stay here. It's like I'm just telling my OD that Tiny and Mirana are up. Storm is gonna be up soon. They're gonna try to burst me, and I'm relying on your Astral to protect me. Basically, just protect me so I can time walk away, and then we can chrono and kill them. Because I have chrono, I can be aggressive. So I'm just taking this, and he Astrals me for fun. So since he has a lot of ping, he couldn't cancel it. He was just like animating it, and he couldn't cancel it. So I get Astral here into arrow, into stun toss, and I just fucking die here. And since I died, I gave them 2k gold. They're gonna kill OD here as well. OD gave them another 1000 gold. And then they're gonna kill my Doom. And that's like how much? Actually, Doom lives or what? Never mind. The Venge dies and the Grimstroke dies. So we lost 4 heroes because of this whole fiasco. And we're like down from 15k to 9k. And they get more gold because we're dead. So eventually this lead is gonna be back to like... We lost almost 10k gold. Just like that. 10k gold is gone, and now the game is in a hard state. So the next item that I want to talk about is my butterfly. So the reason why I chose to buy butterfly is because anti-mage has eggs, and the way he wants to fight is he's going to deplete my mana and then go in when I can't press chrono anymore. So in order to not get my mana depleted, I need to buy butterfly so that I can kill the illusions before they can kill me. Not exactly kill me, but before they can get rid of all my mana. Which is why I need butterfly in this game. And butterfly is generally a lot of damage for Void, because since Void is like a hero who relies a lot on attack speed, this item gives you a lot of attack speed, right? So it's actually pretty good. I can bash a lot. So I take the rune, I have backtrack talent, I have chrono, but at this point I'm just like playing for Roche. You see like my map movement, I'm not playing bottom, right? I'm playing top. Because I'm like, guys, we need to play top because it's Roche timer and Roche is going to be top. We're going to check it. And check it again. Roche is up, take it. So since they're not playing the right side of the map, they're going to miss out on it. But we are playing the right, even though the lead is completely gone. Right, 4k lead at 36 minutes does not mean anything. But since they're playing the wrong side of the map and I'm playing the right side of the map, I end up taking Roche. Which is like a major advantage at this point of the game. Okay, I have Aegis. I'm very strong again. We're just like going in. I go here, we doom this guy. We don't exactly doom him, we have Ags. And then again, like I said, invincibility, guys. So we're just gonna get this measly CM kill. And then they're doing some things here. Odie's dead. And I have to push this lane out again. Pushing lanes out is like one of the major things that you want to do. Because otherwise you cannot make any moves on the map. What you see me do is that I'm constantly showing on the map, but it's when I need to push out waves. Okay, so here's they're getting baited kind of. I can just press chrono very easily here. I get the chrono. And I kill the storm. I'm going to kill the tiny as well. Which is really good. And yeah, no, it's fine. So I don't think we can go high ground even with this because the lanes are pushed into us. This is why pushing out lanes is very, very important. But none of my teammates can do it except for me. So we have to basically understand pre-wave. It's like if the wave is pushed in, I can't go high ground. If the wave is pushed in, I can't make any move. Because someone has to show on the wave to de-push it. And no one in my team can do it that well except for me. So if I'm showing on the waves, that means that the enemy is free to do whatever they want. Because they have information that I can't chrono them because I'm showing on the wave. So what I need to do is that I need to make sure that the waves are pushed in beforehand. So this is where you're going to see the Manta, right? He's going to root me. I'm going to press Manta and I can just kill him. But if I didn't have Manta, there's a chance that she could run away. But the lane is pushed in again because anti-mage saw us doing whatever we're doing. You just don't see me chasing him because it's pointless. I can't chase him. But I'm going to push out the lane. I'm asking my team to push out this lane. We have 2 lanes pushed out. Now we can actually make a move very soon. I have chrono in 30 seconds. We're playing aggressively. And push this lane out. Top is being pushed in again, but we get Doom on Storm, so it's very good. Get a kill on Storm. Now we can actually go high ground because the wave is pushed in. Right, my team's chasing him. And I'm like, guys, we should go high ground. Trying to go high ground. We have double card. They're going to try to kill it, right? They're cutting the waves and everything. We have card. We should go mid. That's a mistake on my part, I think. If I have card, I should not go back. But then again, they can just kill the card. So then again, wave got cut. We can't go high ground again. Now my Aegis is gone. I have to wait for next Aegis possibly. Otherwise, it's very risky to play this game. And I see a lot of heroes here. And I don't want to be the first one to go in. I need to wait for the anti-mage to show. Asking my team to deward this. We got to jump on Storm. But then again, Storm invincible. The invisibility thing. Mid lane's being pushed in. It's very bad for us to do this. And I ask my team to go back here. I don't think this is like a good idea. Since we're like 1 dead, I'm just pushing the wave in. Good Astral, he saves me. And now I'm just like thinking that I'm just getting super kited here. Storm ends up getting out. They're going on me. I have BKB, so I'm like fine and backtrack. But it's just like a very weird situation for us to fight because we don't have heroes and they have lanes pushed into us, so we have to go back, which is why I'm not committing here. Because if I commit wrongly here, I could die, waste my chrono, and then they can go high ground very easily. Because if the chrono is out, anti-mage is free to do whatever he wants. Which is like the biggest thing in this game. If I'm not letting anti-mage play the game, which is that if I'm holding my chrono, he can't do much. We see anti-mage here. I want to try to kill him. He's too fast. He gets out. That's just anti-mage, right? He kind of counters the way Void wants to play. So I buy Bloodthorn as my next item. The explanation about Bloodthorn is that I have Manta, first of all. Which means that the more units I have, the more damage I do on Bloodthorn. And the other factor is that anti-mage has Butterfly, right? So I could buy MKB, which gives me a lot of damage. but it's magical damage, and anti-mage is good against magical damage. So I want to buy something that does physical damage and is true strike, which is what Bloodthorn does. And the way Bloodthorn is going to work is that I see Storm, no Dispel. I see Tiny, no Dispel. I see CM, no Dispel. This guy is the only one who has a Dispel. So basically, I can use Bloodthorn to kill people. Like, if Storm jumps in, I can just basically press Bloodthorn and kill him. Okay, Storm gets a really good Vortex in, but the problem is, he's doomed. And I was about to Chrono, but I got stunned. We killed the Storm. Very nice. Got a kill on CM. I'm just like waiting. So this is like the crucial moment, which is basically I see the anti-mage cutting this wave because they understand that the fight is lost. We need to buy time for the Storm. If I cut this wave, they cannot push in because top lane is pushing in. Bot lane is pushing in. I cut this wave, it's fine. I see him doing this, right? And I'm like, I need to kill this guy. So I'm just like, look at my posturing, right? The thing here is that I can see him, that he's invis, because he's dusted, right? But he doesn't know that I'm here, right? He doesn't see me. So I'm taking advantage of the fact that he thinks that he's invisible, which he's not on my screen because he has dust. So I use, look at this, like I'm not showing from here because that would show him. But here he's like completely fogged. He doesn't see me from behind the trees, but I see him. And I take that advantage and I chrono him from fog and I use Bloodthorn on him and he ends up dying. 100-0. Face completely dead. And now we can go high ground because there's no one who's going to cut waves. Nothing's going to happen. So we're going high ground. They obviously have buybacks, but we have to like force tier 4s to make sure that buyback. I have BKB. I can play Bell. They buyback on 2 heroes. But I feel like, I'm like, guys, doesn't matter. As long as AM or Storm doesn't buyback, we're fine. AM bought back. But the problem is we still have Doom, and then we have BKB, so we can be aggressive. AM is going to hard commit in, but the problem is he's going to get doomed here. He's going to get doomed. I can jump him. He gets leashed as well to his own illusion. And then I Bloodthorn him, and he's dead. And now AM's out of the game. And after that, we're just taking Throne, but I feel like they can do much more here. So Storm comes in with the Axe, pulls us all. He doesn't Astral me. He fucks up the Astral. And then I die because of that. I instantly buy back because I know AM doesn't have buyback, so I need to go back in instantly. I go in here. And I'm going to bash this guy so that he does not... Wait, let's just watch it again because that was too fast. Okay, so they're going on my OD, who's Astral. I'm going to try to... I silence the Storm so that he cannot press his buttons on the OD. And I bash the CM so that his ult stops. And then I'm time walk this away. And we're going to kill 3 heroes. And then the game is over. If you dream of playing so well that you look like a smurf in your own bracket, I offer coaching packages where I personally help you to get better. There's an insanely valuable package that guarantees unlimited coaching sessions till you hit Immortal, which has only 1 slot left. If you're interested in that or educational discussions, join my Discord linked in the description. Other than that, do make sure to subscribe and like the video for more high quality content like this.